Like, obviously, I really, really, really enjoy the track. Don't get it fucked up. It's just, what do I do? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? What do I do if I'm Drake? Because I'm leaking at this point, bro. And that was the issue with this Drake versus Kendrick Lamar situation. It's not fun watching people have to write, you know what I'm saying, and go against Kendrick, because it's like, obviously I know Drake got to respond, but how? I feel like you unleashed your secret weapon with Push Up. I feel like you gave most of what you could give with Push Up. But you know, obviously that's how I felt in regards to the Like That verse. When Kendrick dropped Like That, I thought to myself, you know what, cuz I don't think there's a way that Drake could really come out of this looking great, looking amazing. But he did reply with something.
Drake said the next one is gonna be crazy.
Has Drake said anything in response to this? Because I know the nigga waiting. He had to have been sitting by his computer waiting for Kendrick to say something.
I had to sit and ponder after listening. It could be a massive reach, but do you think it's a coincidence that the track is called Euphoria, which is a show that features underage girls, which is executive produced by Drake, with all of the rumors going on about Drake? Again, probably a reach.
I didn't even think about that one. It's not a reach at all, though.
Isn't even everything I know. Don't wake the demon up. Tailor-made freestyle. Next one is gonna bring the coward out of you. Let's see if he's about it.
So are Drake fans coping? What else do I really want Kendrick to say? He could really dive deep on a couple of these things a bit more, but the more and more they go, the less and less effective I imagine it to be, unless niggas just got nukes. They got bombshells. They got info that niggas would have never imagined that this nigga would have been into, or this nigga did this. Like, they got to have bombs. They got to have bombs at this point. Because when you say this much shit, like, imagine somebody surviving a knife attack. This is Drake right now. Drake just survived getting poked up like crazy, and we got to see him respond. But niggas ain't never took, you know what I'm saying, a bazooka to the mouth. And I know that sound crazy. I know it sound crazy. You don't want to imagine that. But niggas ain't never took, you know what I'm saying, a rocket launcher to the body. You feel what I'm saying? And survived. They just don't do that. You can't. You know, that's what I want to see. I want to see something happen to somebody in this back and forth that they can't recover from. That's what I'm saying. What Kendrick just did to Drake was a knife attack. He poked him up. That was it. Not saying that that's not bad. Not saying that that's not good. That's great. But a nigga can survive that. How does Drake respond? And if he responds, what does he say? Because, bro, I gotta go crazy on this nigga at this point. Like the Pusha T diss, looking back at it, the Pusha T diss as a whole is a great record. But when you get to the meat and potatoes of the track as well, that is a bazooka. The end of that is a bazooka. That's what that is. That's some shit that Drake never recovered from. And it don't matter whether his fan base looks at him different or not. That being your narrative, it don't matter what the fuck you do or what you say. You being deadbeat Drake after talking about relationships for your entire career. You being the nigga that's supposed to be the serenader or whatever they're supposed to be. You marketing yourself a certain way. This will never. That's a stain. You can't recover from that shit. I need Drake to go ahead and just, you feel me? I need Drake to go ahead and just really recover. Kendrick told Drake and Cole that y'all not really like that. You feel me? Y'all not those guys. You're not that guy. That's what that record was. You're not that guy. You're not him. So Drake's reply to it was, Kendrick getting extorted. You a slave to your label. You got little feet. And the delivery on that, I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm just trying to get to the meat and potatoes of what the track was. You feel me? And then the one after that was, you basically a coward. You know what I'm saying? You a coward. Those were the things that Drake said about Kendrick. Kendrick returns fire and says, you got a BBL on your stomach, basically. You're not a good rapper. You're a culture vulture. You're an actor. You're not a good father. You're not even a present father. You think you a bad bitch. You compete with women. He said he hates him, basically. The way he walks, the way he talks. He don't like him saying nigga. He got a lot to reply to. If I'm Drake, I'm overlooking what Kendrick said, and I'm going right for the jugular. I'm trying to put things into perspective, into a way to where Drake could reply. But I'm saying, like, how would I respond if I were a Toronto nigga? If I was a Ute, You know what I'm saying? If I was a Wagwan or whatever the fuck they call y'all niggas, if I was a Crody, like, what do you like? I'm confused. Like, how do I feel about Kendrick? Like, what do I look to Drake for something? Do I call Baca? Like, who do I call? Who do I talk to? Does everybody in Toronto have Chubb's number? Like, do y'all got speed dial? Y'all don't dial 911. Y'all just call Chubb's. Like, what happens? Canadians will probably apologize for getting dissed. They are some really nice, docile creatures. I'm sorry. The accent shit is funny as hell. Like, he really did a good job with that shit. He did. Like, it's such a good performance. And that's really the biggest edge that Drake doesn't have, or at least one that he hasn't shown in reference to the back and forth. He has got to perform on top of the diss. Like, diss aside, I think what Drake could at least get from the very beginning correctly is making the audience feel like you have hated Kendrick for years. Kendrick get on this track, talk about he's your biggest hater. Drake, you need to hop on this shit like this nigga fucked your mom. Like, this nigga smacked your father in the mouth, and he was the reason why he wasn't there for you. And I'm not dick sucking. I'm saying that because you said that you rap on tracks talking about how your dad didn't show up and shit like that. So I'm saying, like, you gotta destroy him and make me feel like this is your arch nemesis. I need Kendrick to be the villain in Drake's story, and I need for me to believe it from Drake's perspective. If Drake can't make me believe that Kendrick is the one that did him dirty, that did him wrong, is the one that always has been after him, is the one that started this shit, I don't really want to hear it. Vocal inflection wise, I need you to just lay into this man. Y'all can take that how you want to, but I need you to lay into this nigga, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Why do y'all keep sending me this clip? Look, this happens to the best of y'all. Let's not do this, because from time to time I might even slip up. And it's not because of a racial barrier. It's just like sometimes you try to say a word after a word and it comes out too quick, and then it sounds like hard R. Sound like hard R sometimes. I remember one time I said nigga, and then I didn't stop it, and then I said or. You feel me? And so when you say nigga or, you don't always separate the two, so it comes out as nah, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta recontextualize or reformulate your whole little assortment of shit, and then that's when you re-encrypt, right? You re-encrypt the re-encryption, and then you can follow through with the remainder of your sentence. But sometimes it should be coming out crazy. So I don't really blame Drake for this clip. Like, I saw the nigga rapping when he was a kid. I wasn't there when he was a kid, but I'm saying I saw the video. Like, you feel me? Like, he don't even mean it like that. This some light shit, bro. He never made this mistake ever again. I don't want this footage to be used against him. Now, if Kendrick happened to sample it on the response after the response, he did blackface. Look, I didn't say nothing about that. See, I never brought that up, bro. J-Rock, you got an album to drop. You need to be out of this. You need to be out of this beefing in the booth. This nigga been dropping singles for a record that ain't dropped in like months. Get in the stew. You focused on the wrong niggas, J-Rock. I get it. You gotta pretend, but after a certain point, it's just like, bro, that nigga actually cooking. I need to just be quiet and just respond with words in the booth. No tweet is gonna make me look like I didn't get poked up just now. Kendrick Lamar on the diss song Euphoria takes shots at Drake for buying Pac's ring, which Drake purchased at I don't even know how to pronounce that, auction for $1 million. So, Drake just moved like a museum. Like, let me buy up the memorabilia or the artifacts of something that I like and keep it for myself. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it belongs to or should belong to another thing or person. So what I was reading up on a couple weeks ago was, I forgot Tupac's sister's name, but when the estate threatened to sue Drake for the tailor-made freestyle, I didn't know that the sister, who's I think the head or the president of like some Tupac foundation, was suing the estate for like embezzling like $5 million or some shit like that. And so one of the parts of the suit that she was talking about was the estate keeping certain artifacts and certain memorabilia that belonged to Tupac that I guess should have rightfully been passed over to her from Tupac's mother once she passed, but they're still like holding on to it. It just reminded me of shit like this, and how, like, not necessarily just people but cultures have their, you know what I'm saying, artifacts and certain valuables stolen from them and shown and housed and worn against their will because somebody else bought it up and decided to wear it as like a fashion statement. Really, really weird, really, really creepy. I'm not surprised that Drake is on that type of timing. You feel what I'm saying? Drake is a grave robber. I mean, if that's what he's doing, that's what he's doing. I don't think it's a bad thing in your mind to be like, oh, this is something that Tupac wore, let me buy it. But it just, I might want to stay away from that. You feel me? I don't think that's a good look, and I think it's generally in poor taste.